Hey guys, it's Eric with the Miller Park Minute, where we're throwing strikes and getting likes, hitting dingers, and getting listeners back again with another episode. Believe it or not, it has been since last Tuesday. The Brewers' first win was the last video I talked about, so we're back. I'm sorry, I apologize. Brief hiatus. Been a little under the weather as of late. That being said, we're getting back with the content, back with the videos. This on the regular. Sorry about the audio, as always. Some technical difficulties in the land of the Miller Park Minute. But we're back talking Brewers baseball. So a lot has happened since we last spoke. Let's go through a brief breakdown here. You guys can catch this channel on TikTok, Facebook, Rumble, Twitter, Miller Park Minute, just about everywhere, guys. We're doing shorts now. TikTok is the primary home for the shorts, but they're also on Instagram. So if you check out the shorts on Instagram, we would appreciate you checking out the Instagram page. If you found us via the Instagram page or any of those pages, leave a comment down below and let us know that you found our home here on YouTube and Rumble. We also put all of our podcasts on Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, CastBox, podcast networks across the board. You name it, we're there. Typically, we record these nightly when we are not under the weather. We're going to start doing live on Saturday, 4 p.m. That's going to be a thing. We've got some guests in the works coming up. Fresh content from an old episode with Bart Winkler. Some kind of early season things that kind of came about is just fresh content across the board and doing TikTok shorts and those kind of things. So if you want to support the channel, you can go over to patreon.com/Miller Park Minute, and you can sign up there and join and support us in any way. We also have a SeatGeek code for $20 off your first purchase with SeatGeek. You can use the code Miller Park Minute. All right, now that we got all that out of the way, let's throw some likes and get some strikes here, guys. The primary thing that happened in the last week is we started playing some good baseball. And we're going to talk about and break down these things as a game-by-game basis. So obviously, we talked to you last on April the 2nd. So it goes without saying, we won the final in 11 innings. Another gorgeous game by the Milwaukee Brewers. Really across the board. The big things were a Churio home run there. Just being able to hit with runners in scoring position is a key. Freddy Peralta had another great start. Freddy's got this thing for 8 Ks going right now. He did not give up any long balls. I know I talk about this all the time. I beat this horse to death. But when Freddy gives up the long ball is when things go south for Freddy. So McGill came in. Uribe was back in that game. And he has proven to have not missed a beat since being injured and gone serving his suspension. So good to have that. And Koenig, of course. Great efforts across the board from the crew. We squeaked out a sack bunt to finish the game off in 11 innings. So that was huge for the crew to squeak out an extra inning victory. They sealed the deal as far as the series victory there. And then if we go back to Wednesday, that would put us back to, or Thursday, the opener of the Reds. Cortez's second start. Now, I think we were all a little nervous knowing that Cortez did not fare well his first go around. But he proved the doubters wrong. He struck out 6 over 6 innings. He only walked 2, gave up 1 hit, Got that ERA down a little bit. Shutout baseball, though. I mean, Perguo came in, 1K, 1 hit allowed. No hits by Hudson. Piamps, no hits. Each of those two had a strikeout. So just a good, clean game for the Brewers. Only scored 1 run. Hitting across the board just wasn't there in that game for the Brewers. They had about 5 hits total. But needless to say, a victory nonetheless. One of the consistents so far this season has been the hitting of Frelich and really Turang have been the 2 guys that have been consistent. Collins as well in his limited at-bats so far. Just good baseball played there. Then we would go to the second game of the Reds series, which did not fall our way, unfortunately. That was Rodriguez's start. Rodriguez has not fared very well so far. I'd like to hope that the guy can pull it out. But we did have a slew of hitting. I mean, we had 12 hits. It was an 11-7 ball game. Singer got the W there. He came across very strong. Rodriguez just flat out did not pitch well. 8 hits, 7 earned runs, only 2 strikeouts, 4 home run balls. That was an ugly one. Then Thomas came in for 3 1/3. He allowed 6 hits, 4 earned runs, only struck out 3. Perguo did 2/3 inning and kind of mopped it up. But we just couldn't come back in that game late. And the hits were there. The hits were definitely there, and we were. It looked like we were mounting a comeback, but just didn't quite happen for the Crew in that one. Just a little too much offense to overcome. Again, Turang with the hits, Churio. I mean, across the board, Hoskins wasn't really hitting in there. Mitchell's had 1, but 12 hits, not a bad game. Just couldn't overcome the deficit that was created by the starting pitcher there. All right, so if we go into Sunday's matchup, the series finale, 8-2 victory for the Crew. Patrick gets his first victory. This kid came in for the opener and was sick. Still pitched 5 1/3 innings on that opener. And he did the same, 5 1/3. He only allowed 2 hits, 1 earned run, 3 walks, 4 Ks, and the home run was the only run he allowed. Again, Koenig, 2/3. Struck out 2. Uribe, nice clean 2 strikeouts, 1 inning. Grant Anderson did 2 innings. He struck out 3, didn't allow an earned run. But across the board here, like Jackson Churio, the star of the Jackson Churio is he had 2 long balls on the day. Can't say much more than that. Turang, 2 hits. He went 2 for 4, scored 2 runs. Yelly, 1 for 4. Frelich, 1 for 4. Just much better hitting over the last couple games, couple series here. We have now won 2 series in a row. Huge for the Crew. Moved ourselves to 500, which is massively important. If you want to play a 500 ball in the first month, 500, we are 1.5 games behind the Chicago Cubs, who are playing pretty well right now. If you look at tonight's start, tonight being Monday, from Justin Steele, he did really well. But it's early yet, so let's not count the Cubs as super stellar yet. Anybody can start out hot, right? Right. We did make a trade acquisition today. As you know, Nestor Cortez went down. Brewers pitching is injured. So with that being said, they traded for Quinn Priester. It's a number 7 prospect per MLB Pipeline outfielder Yoferi Rodriguez to the Red Sox, plus a pick in the competitive balance round A, and a player to be named later. As we've talked about in the past, the player to be named later is typically like just cash consideration or something like that. So Priest ranked 60th on MLB's Pipeline's list of top baseball prospects as recently as 2023. Priester will be with the Brewers when they open the series in Colorado on Tuesday night to clear a spot on the 40-man roster. Milwaukee designated Grant Wolfgram for assignment, then traded him to Baltimore later in the day for an outfield depth in 28-year-old Daz Cameron. Daz? I don't know how that's pronounced. Sorry. Former first-round draft pick who played in the majors for the Tigers, A's, and son of former Brewers outfielder Mike Cameron. Gotta love those connections. That's a pretty cool, unique move. All right, well, I guess we'll take that one. I liked Mike Cameron. Mike Cameron was, I believe, a very stellar player that fortunately got to be a part of the crew. He was kind of that everyman player. I feel like he played everywhere. So the Brewers also today announced, Monday being an off day, they announced quite a few things. They will have a celebration of life for the late Bob Uecker. That is going to be happening during the team's August 24th series finale against the Giants. Willie Adames going to be back in town, which is kind of cool. Uecker, with the voice of the Brewers for 54 seasons, gained worldwide fame as an actor and entertainer. It was beloved by Milwaukee because he was the hometown hero. Passed away January 16th after a multiple cancer battle. 10 days before his 91st birthday, he was laid to rest in a private burial on January 24th, celebrated by family and friends, an invitation-only program during the Brewers' opening homestand. The 24th of August event will be for fans' first opportunities to come together and publicly grieve, laugh, give thanks for the rich life of one of Wisconsin's most famous sons. I think this is pretty cool. Bob Costas was going to be there. He's going to host a pregame program. All ticketed fans will receive a lapel pin from like the uniform patch, which is very cool. There's going to be a special logo on the balls, it sounds like. You will use baseballs and bases that feature a Uecker celebration logo. The Brewers are prepping a scoreboard featuring features to air regularly throughout the game breaks. Spotlight Bob's May stops the world. Today's Brewers charity 50-50 proceeds will be donated to Uecker's 3 charities, which he mentioned, or which the family mentioned, I should say, after his passing. The Wounded Warrior Project, the ALS Foundation, and Medical Colleges of Wisconsin. As continuing to navigate the Brewers' loss, we're truly grateful for Brewers hosting the celebration of his life, said Bob Uecker Jr. We look forward to coming together to honor his memory and share in the meaningful moments of the day. That's awesome. I mean, I think that's a great thing. So let's talk a little bit about standings and where we sit and some kind of player achievements right now. So as I mentioned, the Cubs are in first place, 8-5. The Brewers are 5-5. St. Louis fell to 4-6. Pittsburgh is 4-7, and 3-7 is Cincinnati. Across the board through the MLB, Let's pull up the big board real quick because I like to go over this. We're going to talk about the power rankings as we like to do in a moment here. So Philly 7-2, New York Mets are 7-3, Miami Marlins 5-5, Washington Nats 4-6, Atlanta Braves 1-8. That's crazy to see. San Fran's 8-1. The Padres are 8-2. The Dodgers are 9-3. Which is crazy because the Dodgers were on a roll undefeated. And now they've lost 3. Diamondbacks 5-5. Colorado Rockies 2-7. We knew that was going to be the way it was. The New York Yankees are 6-4. The Boston Red Sox are 6-5. Toronto 6-5. Tampa Bay Rays are 4-5, and the Baltimore Orioles are 4-6. Detroit 6-4. KC 5-5. Cleveland is 3-6. Minnesota is 3-7. And the lowly White Sox have won 2 games so far this year, so good for them. They are well on their way to beating last year's record, 2-7. Rangers 8-3. Los Angeles Angels 6-3. Houston Astros 4-5. Athletics 4-6. And Seattle Mariners 3-7. So that is just a small sampling size of where we're at so far at this point in the season. The other things I want to mention is the team batting highlights. I always like to talk about this because I just think this is kind of just shows the beat of the team, who's the heart and soul of the team at the current moment. So you've got Sal Frelich leading the way. I kind of mentioned him in the beginning. I said, Sal's kind of the one guy. Sal and Brice really are the guys that are hitting. So Sal is leading 378 batting average. Brice has come in with 10 runs. Jackson Churio has 3 home runs. And he is also leading the way in runs batted in with 9. Stolen bases, we are looking at a tie across the board. And the stolen bases category tied with 2. You got Isaac Collins, Sal, Brice, and Christian. If you want to look at the pitching leaderboard real quick, we'll take a look. We got 5 tied at 1 win. Those 5 guys are Tyler Anderson, Nestor Cortez, Jared Koenig, Chad Patrick, and Uribe. So obviously with the slew of starters down, we don't have a slew of starters getting the W's. Surprised? Not surprised. Saves, obviously Trevor McGill. Joel Piehamps also has a save. Freddy Peralta has a 208 earned run average. He also leads the team with strikeouts and whip. Goes without saying, our one primary starter to start the season is the guy. So let's go into this injury-prone starting rotation and talk about the injuries that we are currently standing on. Obviously, you've got that's not the injury list. Sorry, wrong link. Latest injuries and transactions. All right, so you've got Nestor. 15-day retroactive to April 4th. Left elbow flexor strain. Nick Mears, illness recovery. Expected return as early as April 8th, which is tomorrow. Ooh, so we could see him get called back up. Okay, Blake Perkins, possibly May. He's the non-pitcher on this list. Aaron Savali, late April. None of these are really changing. So, Brandon Woodruff, potentially May. That's what they're saying. Tobias Myers, mid-April. Okay. Aaron Ashby, to be determined, right oblique strain. DL Hall, no earlier than late May. Tyler Black, he's got a right hamate fracture, 6 to 8 weeks. Thomas Pannone, flexor tendon tear, to be determined. Ooh. JB Backus, lat surgery. He's not returning until 26. And then Robert Gasser we knew about. But there is no update. I mean, no positive updates. I mean, no news is good news sometimes with these injuries. They just keep in the course. We'll look for some of these guys to start getting their outings. Quintana is the other one that I don't see any. I think he's still working out, basically just getting going. He's not injured, though, so. Let's see here. Quinn Priest acquired from the Red Sox. Yeah, we already talked about that. Daz Cameron. I like that Daz is coming. Yeah, so that's the let's go into the what did I say? I'm sorry, the power rankings. MLB power rankings. I had it up and then I closed it because I said wrong link. So as you guys know, I use Bleacher Report. Bleacher Report, I believe, gives us the best power rankings across the board. So let's see where we fall. Last week when I looked, I was a little confused as to where we fell. Just strictly because the listing at that point, we hadn't won a game yet. So let's assume we moved up. Which we did. We are now number 11. I think last week we were 16. So with a record... Now this goes through... I gotta scroll back up. When did this... April 7th. So this came out... This is fresh. Okay, cool. Always gotta look at the date to make sure you're looking at the right list. All right, so we rank number 11 on this list. Previous ranking was 16. After getting annihilated by the Yankees in a 3-game sweep to open the season, Brewers quickly got back on track in the home series over the Royals and Reds. The young trio of Jackson Churio, Sal Frelich, and Brice Turang have combined for 40 hits in 10 games. Shit. Damn, I didn't know that. All right, so let's just go in the teams in front of us. Detroit Tigers, Boston Red Sox, Chicago Cubs, of course, because they are doing better than us so far this season. Hopefully we can overtake them coming up here. The New York Mets, New York Yankees at 6, Texas Rangers, San Fran. I'm really surprised where San Fran is, considering they come into the division with the Dodgers. Same with the Padres, too, actually. The Phillies, 7-2. Padres, number 2 to the Los Angeles Dodgers. So the West is winning the war right now. But, I mean, these have got really good teams. I mean, the NL has some of the stronger teams, which is what I love. I mean, I love what NL baseball is better than AL baseball. I mean, you turn on any Dodgers game, it's like watching an all-star game, especially if they're playing a team from the West. So it's fun to watch this stuff. It's fun to see it. I'm really enjoying the season so far as everything goes with the crew. I know I've not got as much time to talk about it as I like. These episodes are a little more limited now, just as time goes. I think once we get more into the nitty gritty of the season, these episodes are going to come back quite regularly. Like I said, we got the TikTok content coming. The short form content is a thing that is new for 2025. I did it in the past, but I never really regularly did it. So if you see any kind of TikTok clip or clips, know there is an episode or more content that follows with that episode or that clip. So just to preview tomorrow's series, and then we'll get to our random brewer of the day. Tomorrow we start a series in Colorado with the Rockies. We've got Freddy Peralta, number 1, on the mound versus Freeland. That is a 7:40 start time. Then we go to a to be determined for the next 2 of the series, and then we go to the D-backs for the weekend series. It's weird to have an off day Monday, but I mean, I get what it is what it is. So far, I have been subscribed to FanDuel. So far this season, FanDuel Sports Network works as well as Bally did, if not maybe a little bit better. I don't know. I think they fine-tuned it a little bit. I think they took the app and fine-tuned what we had already. So that's good. The other thing I wanted to mention was the streaming. I was able to stream the game with the MLB app using my VPN. So, guys, that is still available. If you still need that, you can still do that. So you could pay the $150 for the MLB TV package. And they're even advertising it. They're saying new local packages available as well. There's a big thing right now. I was listening to a podcast this morning. There's a big thing right now talking about what they're going to do with streaming and streaming revenue. Because in the old days of cable, well, I'll break it down exactly how. And this was from the Nothing Personal with David Sampson podcast this morning. Essentially, what they're doing is they're making a push to sign new broadcast deals. And this is a big portion of what's affecting team revenue, especially for teams like ours, the Milwaukee Brewers. The one thing that they were saying with this is the smaller market teams are really not getting the revenue that they used to, because they used to get, for instance, when it was broadcast TV deals, they could get, $80 million per season just to be on the air no matter what, because everybody paid for it no matter what, because it was a part of the cable package. Now, when they're selling them more direct to consumer, the teams are seeing less revenue from that because teams are paying viewers are paying specifically for their market. So the revenue is going to be less. And they're trying to find a way to make that work for all teams across the board. Personally, I love the idea and I love the concept of us being able to get it this way, but I just don't know the practicality and how this is going to work for us as a consumer. Honestly, I wish there was a better way. My primary concern is that it's going to continue to affect us for the long haul, for the whole season. I mean, we're not going to be getting our full money, and it's very unfortunate that we're not. I wish we could, but as a Brewers fan, you almost want them to pay the team more, and we want to get all that money. But I don't know that that's the demand of the sports world nowadays. I really don't. I don't think that there is a full demand for baseball like there was in the past. And that's unfortunate. That's really unfortunate for us as a team, and really unfortunate because it's going to affect our revenue, our ability to get players in the future. But we shall see. We shall definitely see. I'm going to keep my eye on it. I'm going to keep watching because that's important to me. And I think it should be important to each and every one of us. But I'm going to keep my finger on that. There's a lot of good podcasts out there that talk about that kind of stuff. Nothing Personal is a sports business podcast. So he talks about baseball primarily. David Sampson, great Milwaukee guy. Actually from the area, from friends with Bud Selig. But the one thing that he always says is it's a business. It's nothing personal. That's the name of it. And they're out there trying to make their best deals for themselves. And right now, baseball is kind of losing the war. And it's unfortunate. It's very unfortunate. But we'll see how that all shakes out. Like I said, that's just experience so far. If you are looking for a way to see Brewers baseball games and you've got like a T-Mobile plan where you get the MLB free, I still think you have time to get in on that. So make sure to take a look and see if you can get in on that. Let's just rank the top prospects so far. Obviously, we've talked a little bit about this team. What they've got coming, what to expect. Peter Go and I talked about some of the guys coming and some of the things we can expect. I am going to say right now there is a guy on this top prospect list that I wouldn't be shocked if we don't see in the next month. Just with our pitching woes, and if anything further happens, I think it's time to break the glass and just test them out. So number one is still Jefferson Caro. He's at AAA right now, catcher. We probably won't see him super fast, but number two is Jesus Made. He is only at A ball, so he is not going to be a fast comer, but he is a shortstop third baseman. Cooper Pratt, shortstop. He's at the AA level. He's number three. Jacob Mizorowski, the Miz, as they like to call him. He's at AAA ball. He has definitely a potential for 2025. Number five is Mike Poivy, third base, first base prospect. He is at AA. Again, he could be on his way. Tyler Black, as we know, is injured, AAA first base. Eric Boniti is single A, and he is third. Luke Adams, third at first, AA. Luis Pena is shortstop third base. He is single A. Braylon Payne, outfielder, A ball. And then you go into Robert Gasser, who's injured. Logan Henderson, we've already seen. So these guys are the guys that are becoming. Craig Yoho is another one. He is number 18 on our overall list. He is someone I would expect to see it this year. Carlos Rodriguez is on the list. Josh Noth. These are names that we should. Brice Mekeg, Bishop Lettinson. These are guys that we should start hearing about pretty soon, I would expect, especially these top pitching prospects. Caleb Durbin is not on the top 30 list, which is interesting to me. Oh, yes, there he is. He's number 21. Sorry, I missed him. He's been hitting long balls like crazy in AAA, so he is one that I expect to see pretty soon, too. I think they wanted him to just have some more time in the minors before they sent him up. That's the guy that I mentioned was the former Doc Spider from the Devin Williams trade. So we didn't do our random player yet. Random Milwaukee Brewer time. People tend to like the random Milwaukee Brewers, and I love it. I love it. Where's our random list? Random Milwaukee Brewer. All right, so we have talked about Gagne. We have talked about Hideo Nomo. I think one other notable. There's so many notables, but I'm gonna go with Dante Bichette. 1991 and 92, before he was a Blake Street Bomber, making 4 All-Stars in a 5-year span with the Rockies. Bichette spent 2 seasons with the Brewers that showed little of prodigious power to come. He hit 15 homers in 134 games in 91. He hit only 5 in 92 before topping 20 homers in each of the next 8 seasons in Denver, including a 40-homer, 128 RBI season in 95. He finished second in the NL MVP balloting. Then the Brewers GM Sal Bendino probably wished he'd gotten more than 1 year of Kevin Reamer for Bichette in the trade that brought Reamer to the Milwaukee Brewers in his final big league season. So Dante Bichette, legacy, a big legacy. That's before he started, he was a Brewer. So far we've done Hideo Nomo, Dante Bichette, and Eric Gagne. Who's next on the list? Stay tuned. Next week we will come out with another random Brewer player. This is kind of one of my favorite fun things to do now, is to just find random players that played for the Brewers a couple times a week. We'll be back later this week, potentially probably after game 1. I know we've got something scheduled for Wednesday, but we'll probably end up doing one after game 1 as well. Guys, remember to like and subscribe. This is the best way to support the podcast. I do this for the conversation, to make content and have fun. So that's why we are here, and that's what we are here for. So like, subscribe, share this with your friends if they like Brewers baseball. Let them know that they can get good content here at the Milwaukee Brewers, the Miller Park Minute. As always, guys, go Brewers, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Thank you for watching the Miller Park Minute. Go Brewers.